Hello, my dear students. As you know that because of poor network quality, I was not able to stream my class today. So for that purpose, I'm just recording this session for you. And in this, I'll be talking about AWT. As you know that in the past few lectures, we are talking about AWT, and today we'll be looking that too. This is the third video in this series, and you have already know that some basic theory about AWT, that it's abstract window toolkit, and it is used to make GUIs. It's platform dependent, and here the component is based on the operating system. Means the view of that component is based on operating system, and we have seen some components of AWT like text field label, text area, radio button, checkbox. And guys, let me check the recording is doing. Okay, it's properly recording. Everything is recording properly. And see, in the last lecture, what I teach you is how you can do what, how you can put labels on some component. Now, today, what I wanted to do is I want to create a program, and in that program, I'll be setting some labels. Let's say name, followed by another label as roll number, and then what I want here is I'll be creating some text box over here where you can submit your text, where you can do what, you can submit your text. These are not text box, these are called as text field. These are called as what? These are called as text field. So I'll be creating some text field, followed by I'll be create one button for you, that is fetch fetch data. And what that button will do, this will fetch the data. On clicking on this button, this will fetch the data, and that data will be displayed in terms of output over here. Output over here. So this is the basic layout. In this layout, I wanted to create two labels, that is name and roll number. We have already discussed about it, how you can create labels. So these are two what? These are two labels in your program. Then followed by these two are what? These two are the text field. These two are text field. This is a button. This is a button. So that's it. I want to create these many components: one button, some text field from where you can uh, get the data, and two labels, that is roll number and name. And I wanted to print my data on a label, that is nothing but your output. So there are few components like I'm just circling out the components. Components are label, text field, and button. And we are going to place these components over what? Over a container. So it's a container, and in this situation we are using what? We'll be using applet as container. Okay, so this is the objective. And guys, see, on click of this button, on click on this button means fetch data. When we click on this button, I want to fetch the name and roll number from here, and I wanted to display it on the container too. So we'll be enabling this button by adding a action listener to it, by adding an action listener to it. So let's see how we can approach this problem. Let's just see what we have discussed till now. Is we have discussed the hierarchy of AWT, then how you can put a button in a frame, and then this is already done. Then how you can put button in applet, this is the program for it. Followed by how you can set the custom layout. See, custom layout means this is a custom layout where I want name in left side, followed by a text field for name, then a roll number in the next line, then text field after it, then I want fetch button after these two lines, and at last I want the output. So this type of layout is my own choice layout, and it's termed as what? It's termed as a custom layout. It's termed as what? It's termed as a custom layout. So this is a custom layout. So we'll be using what? We'll be using custom layouts over here. Okay, guys. Mm, so we'll be using what? We'll be using custom layouts. Okay, this is not visible because of some color issues, but this is what? This is a custom layout. So let's see how we can approach it. In the last lecture, I told you how you can set the layout to null, how you can set the bounds for different components. And this is the program for that, where we have set the labels, and in that label I have kept name, roll number, and age. and then we set the layout as null, and we set different bonds for name, for roll number, and for age. Now this is the program which I'll be talking today. This is the exact program which I'll be talking today, and I'll implement it, and I'll show you how you can design such kind of layout and how you can enable these text field and fetch the data on click of this button, and this output will be displayed over or beneath the fetch button. So let's just quickly move to the NetBeans where we can implement our program. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to create a new project. So I'm creating a new project, Java application, followed by on click of next button, the project will be generated. Let's give some name to the project. So let's just give it a name, first app, FIRST, first app. I'm just giving name like first app. You can give any name, it's your choice. So I'm just giving a name to my application. Then so let's say this is my simple Java class. It's my simple Java class, and I'm deleting everything from it. Now I want to use what I want to use applet over here. I want to use what I wanted to use applet over here. So in order to use applet, what we need to do, we need to extend what guys? Extends applet. APPLET. Extends what? Applet. Now, once you have extended the applet, you need to inform that where this applet lies. So we need to add the import. These applets are available at java.applet package, where Java is the parent package, applet is the sub package, and the class name is what? Applet only. So this class is available at java.applet. Now, once we have informed, or once we have said that, I'm going to use applets over here. Fine. Uh, Okay, now you can see. As a container, I'm using applet. Now, what's the next step? I want to design some labels, name and roll number. Name as my label, roll number as my label. So, what is needed? We need to declare few things like label, uh, L-A-B-L-E-L, label L1 is equal to new label. This will do what? This will create an object of label, and this label is available at which place? It's an AWT component, as you already know. We have discussed it, and it's available at java.awt package, and the component name is what? Label. And my first label is in this case is name. So I'm just giving name over here as an argument. Name as an argument. Okay. So the recording is okay. It's going on. Fine. Okay, so we have created one label. Let's create another label and name it as L2. Let's L2 as our second label, and in that label I'm giving roll number. Roll number. So I've created two labels, name and roll number. Now next is what guys? Next is what? Next, just check over here. So there are total three labels. I wanted to print my output too. So I'm just creating my third label, that is L3. L3. And I'm not giving anything inside it. I'm not giving anything inside it. Means it's an empty label. Then we have designed three things, that is name, roll number, and a label for output. Next is we need two text fields by which we can take the data, by which we can take the input. So I'm going to create text field now. Text, T-E-X-T field. Text field. Okay, it's not coming in suggestions because I'm writing it wrong. Okay, now it's correct. Text field TF1 is equal to new text field. New text field. So this is my text field 1 for name, and this is my text field 2 for taking roll number of any student. So there are two text fields which I needed as per the diagram. Text field 1, text field 2. These are my labels, name, roll number, and the third label is the output where I wanted to display something. Now next is the button on click of which I want to fetch some data. So next I'm going to create one button, BUTTON button. BT is equal to new button. New what? New button. And see, all these components are available like button, label, text field. They all are available in java.awt. These are AWT components. These all are what? AWT components. Button, label, and text field are AWT components, and applet is our container over which we are going to put those components. So in place of writing all these components, what you can also do, you can write star over here. It will fetch all the components which are available in java.awt package. Fine. I hope you have understood till now that we have created three different labels for name, roll number, and an empty label to print the output, followed by to take the input values. I have created text field 1, text field 2, where I'm taking the data. And then last is the button which I wanted. This button is for what this button is. When you click on this button, it will produce some output. When you click on this button, then it will produce some output. And inside that button, I want what I wanted to write something, that is fetch data. So let's write over here. Okay, fetch fetch data. So this will do what? This will fetch some data for you. So I hope this is clear till now. I hope things were clear till now, that we have created a simple Java program in which we have added two imports. Then in the class we have extended applet. Then we have created labels. Then we have created text field, and last is we have created a button. Last is we have created a button, guys. Now, now what I wanted to tell you is, oh, control right. Okay. Now what I wanted to tell you is there is one method called init. It's a lifecycle method. This is invoked whenever an applet is invoked. So whenever my applet is invoked, I wanted to place these applets over my container. I wanted to place these components over my container, that is an applet. Whenever my applet means the square bracket, this square bracket invokes. Whenever this applet is invoked, are you getting my point? Whenever this applet is invoked or get live, I wanted to place these components like name, roll number, fetch data, and all these components. So we need to set the layout for all these components. And as you know that we wanted to strictly fix name in the first leftmost point. Afterwards, I need a text field. Then I want roll number followed by another text field. Then I want a button. So I need to write everything in my code. I need to write everything in my code. So for the first thing, the first and foremost thing will be what? Okay, the first and foremost thing will be what? You need to set the layout to null, as we are going to create our own layout. So I'm setting the layout to what, guys? I'm setting the layout to null. This will do what? This will remove all the layouts, and now we are writing our own layout. Means we are writing the custom layout now. Now in the custom layout, what I'm doing, see, L1 dot L1 dot set bound, set bound. I'm going to set the bound for L1. L1 is what? L1 is my label one. Label one stands for name. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting the layout. I'm just setting the layout for this. I'm just setting the layout for this, that is name. So what I want is it should come 0 pixels from the left side, means there should not be any gap, and it should come 0 pixels from the top, so there should not be any gap for name. So it should be 0 pixels from the left, 0 pixels from the top. So see, 0 pixels from the left, 0 pixels from the top. Then I want its width means this distance is what means this distance. I want how long this label should look, how long this label should look. So usually I keep it as 100. So I keep the distance from the left for this is 100, the distance from left is 100, and I wanted to set its width, this I wanted to set its width. Okay. Mm, I wanted to set its width. So distance from left is what? This is 100. This is what, guys? Distance from left is 100 for this, and I wanted to set its width as 20. I wanted to set its width as 20, and it's 0 pixels from the left and 0 pixels from the top. Okay, so I'm just doing it. The distance from left is 0, the distance from the top is 0. Its entire width is 100, and the its depth is 20 pixels. Its depth is 20 pixels, and I'm just wanted to add it on my container. So add L1. Just see the layout is what I wanted or not. And if any change is required, then we'll do the needful. So I'm just running this program. It will take a while, and you can see that. You can just see that uh, the name is coming. The name is coming, and the name is 0 pixels from the left. Means it's almost here only. 0 pixels from the top, and we have taken its width as 100 and its depth as 20, so that it can be clearly visible. So that it can be clearly visible. Now in the last class, one student asked me that can we change the size? Okay, I'll tell you that too. I'll tell you. I guess Shan Mystery has asked that can we change the size? So let me create my some part of my layout, then I'll change the font size, and you'll see that if you change the font size, then you need to manage other things. Means you need to manage so many things. So let me just do this program for you. So TF1. Let me set one text field for you. Okay, TF1. So text field one TF1 dot set bound is for what? For setting the text field. Means we have kept the name over here, and you know that name is having a width of 100 pixels. So my text field should start from 100 only. My text field should start from 100 place till whatever I want. Till whatever I want. So my text field should start from 100 pixels from the left, and you know that your name label is having 0 pixels from the top, so we don't kept any distance from the top. So your text field should be aligned to it, so we don't keep any distance from the top. And I'm just taking the standard width for it, that is 120. That is 120. Let's add this component. Add tf1. Add tf1. Just run this program and check that it's coming properly or not. Yes, it's coming. Now the text field is coming. Okay, now the text field is also coming for you. So one of the student asked me that can we change the font? Yes, we can definitely change the font by something like this. S1 dot, I guess set font is there. Set font is there. Okay, set font is there. See, there is one more. Okay, there is one more. Set foreground color. This will change the color of that font. Set font is used for changing the font. So set font is there, and let me use one standard font, that is set font new. I'm creating a font object, and I'm just changing the font to the fonts available. That is Lucida, and the font should be plain, and the font should be plain, should be plain. See, there are different things. You can make it bold, and you can make it italic. I just wanted it to be plain, and let me set its width to 50. Let me set its width to 50. This will do what? This will change the font of L1. This will change the font for L1. Just run it. Just run it. See, then now the problem is what? You need to change all the alignments. So I'm not changing any fonts. See, the name is changed. The font is changed. So the problem will be you need to change all the pixel values. So I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. But if you want to do, you can do. It's up to you. So we are keeping with the default values. We are solving this with default values so that it will look appropriate, and it will be not difficult to set the layout. Otherwise, setting this layout will be difficult. If I increase the name in capital, means the size of this name, then I need to change the width of text field, the height of text field, and many more difficulties will come into picture. Then at that time it will be quite difficult to manage. So we have set L1. We have set L1 and TF1. So two things, I guess it's clear to you. Now let's move further. Let's just move further and set L2 and TF2 for you. I'm just setting L2 means this label 2 roll number, and TF2 which is used to take roll number. So I'm just setting L2 and TF2 for you. So the code should be same. So I'm just copying the code. All we need is to change the parameters. So I'm just copying it over here, and in place of L1 I'm writing L2, and in order to add L2 I'm writing L2. In place of TF1 I'm writing TF2. In order to add I'm writing TF2. So this is it. Now guys, just see L1 label, that is the name label, is 0 pixels from the left, 0 pixels from the top, and its width is what? Its width is 20 pixels. So we should keep roll number 20 pixels from the top. Means what I wanted to say is your L2 should come 0 pixels from the left. No doubt it should come, means R should come below N only. R should come below N only. So it should come 0 pixels from the left. R should come below N only. So it should come 0 pixels from the left. But it should come 20 pixels from the top, because we have kept name as 20 in width. We have kept name as 20 in width, and then 100 comma 20 is the standard size which I'm going to take. Fine. In the same way, the TF2, the roll number is of 100 in width, as we have kept 100 over here. The roll number is of 100 in width. So I need to start my TF2, that is text field 2, from 100 location. I'm starting it from 100 location, and it should come 20 pixels down, and again the next is 100 comma 20. So these are nothing but the standard size. Just run it and see. Your UI is very neat and clean, and you can understand that first text field is for entering the name, first text field is for entering some name, second text field is for entering some roll number. Now guys, what we need the next, just look over here. I need one button. On click of that button, what I want is I just wanted to display some output over some label. So let me check once again. Okay. So for that purpose, I need to set one button over here. So I'm just setting the bound for my button, that is BT1. Okay. Okay, just look how you can do that. We have created button over here, and the button name is BT, and the data which is stored inside the button is fetch data. So what I'm going to do is I'm just setting my button BT dot set bound, set bound. This will do what? This will set my button over there. Okay, my button should come 0 pixels from the left. Okay, I'm taking 0 pixels from the left, or if you want it below or in between, you can move it further. Then you know that name is of 20 in width, roll number is of 20 in width, so it should come at least 40 from top. It should come at least 40. So let's keep it at 50, and let's keep the width. You can keep it at 40, or you can keep it any number above 40. Then let's keep it as standard in size, that is 100 comma 20, and followed by I'm going to add this button BT, add BT. Fine. Just run this program and you can see that fetch data is coming now. Fetch data is coming. So right now we have few things, two labels, name, roll number, two text fields. One is to take name, second one is to take roll number, and fetch data button, on click of which I just wanted to display some text over here, that is the name stored in the name field, the text stored in the text field. Okay, now see. Mm, Next is we want to attach, means we want to attach some event for this fetch button. So this can be done by using or adding action listener, So what I'm doing is bt dot add what, action listener, and I wanted to add a new action listener over here. So adding one action listener. Okay, fine. So this is the overridden method which we need to in which we need to write the thing. Whenever you click on this button, this method will be invoked. So new action listener means what? It will invoke what? It will invoke this method over here. Now here what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the data. So I wanted to take some data. So I'm writing string data. String data is for what? String data is to take the data. From where we are taking the data? We are taking the data from this text field, TF1 and TF2. We wanted to take data from this TF1 and TF2. On click of this button, I wanted to take data from TF1 field and TF2 field. So let me write the code. Let's say the name should be name is coming from TF1 dot get what, uh, get text will get the text stored inside the field. So I'm fetching the name first, then afterwards guys, what I'm doing is I'm fetching the roll number of that student, roll num. Okay, and then the roll number will come from tf2 dot get text. Okay, I hope everything is correct. Okay, I have not made any mistake till now. Fine. Mm, String data name TF1 से text ले लिया roll number okay TF2 से roll number लिया okay fine. So let's move further. Let's move further. We have taken a data. Now I wanted to set this string that is nothing but my data. See, tf1 dot get text. Get text is a method which will take data from this tf1. This is what this is tf1. This is what this is tf2. tf2. So tf1 dot get text will take the text from this. Tf2 dot get text will take the text from here. So what I'm doing is I'm writing data as name colon tf1 dot get text. Fetch the data from this place. Fetch the data from this place. And I'm concatenating it with roll number tf2 dot get text means fetch the data from this place. Then I wanted to set my data in my label 3. This is my L3. Okay, this is my L3. These are what? These are L1 and these are L2. This is BT. This is what? BT. So on click of this button BT, I wanted to fetch the data from TF1, TF2 and wanted to keep it in L3. Fine. So we have fetched the data and store it inside one variable that is nothing but data. Now in order to set the data in L3, what you can do is L3 dot set string is there. Set string is there, right? Okay, no, set text as we are fetching what we are fetching text only. So in order to set the data, there is a method called set text which is used to store the data in L3. So now data is stored in the L3. Now what is needed? We need to set its bound. We need to set the bound for L3 means L3 should be located at which place? L3 should be located at which place? So see, its width is 20, this width is 20, this width is 20. So I think around 60 pixels is used. Around 60 pixels are used. So we can keep output after 60. I hope you might have understood this. See, in order to keep L1 and TF1 we have used 20 as width. In order to keep L2 and TF2 we have again used 20 as width. And in order to keep, okay, we have started from 50. If we start from 40 then 60 is fine. If we are starting from 50 then 70 will be fine. So I wanted to set L3 from 70. I'll be setting L3 from 70. So L3 dot set bound. I'm setting the bound for L3. See, L3 should come 0 pixels from the left, means the output should come from this place only, from the left only. 0 pixels from the left, followed by, as from the top we have used 70 pixels, so I'm writing 70 over here, and I'm keeping 1000 as my width. As you know that the data is a lot. The data is a lot to be stored, so I'm keeping its width as quite long, followed by I'm keeping its width as standard size, that is nothing but 20 in width. And at the end I'm adding L3 over here. At the end I'm adding L3 over here. So on click of this button, after adding this button, on click of this button, a new action listener object is created. This action performed method will be invoked. In that we are fetching the data from text field 1, text field 2, and we are concatenating the data with name and roll number. After that we are setting the data inside the L3. L3 is what? L3 is the output where I wanted to keep the data. It is a label, actually it's a label, and I'm fetching the data from text fields on click of this button, and afterwards I'm setting its bound and I'm keeping it on the container. I'm setting the bound for what? I'm setting the bound for L3 and I'm keeping it on the container. So let's just run this. And let's see what is happening. So my name is Saurabh, followed by my roll number is, let's say, 1234, and on click of fetch data it should fetch the data. See, my name is fetched, that is Saurabh, roll number is 1234. Let's try another time. Mohit, and his roll number is, let's say, 212. Fetch the data. Okay, it's fetching Mohit. Let's try again. Shubham, 89 something. Okay, so your program is working properly, and it's the first program where we have added an action listener, where we have added a listener to our program. And here what we are doing is, on click of some button, We are fetching the data. For that purpose, we have set some labels L1 and L2. TF1 and TF2 are my text fields. Then I have created one button. On click of that button, you can see the output, and that output is in terms of what? It's an label which is displaying to you, and the container which we are using is an applet. Fine. So what I can do is you can just take the screenshots over this, and so till line number 13, the code is clearly visible from the top. Then from line number 14 till line number 28, code is now visible to you. You can if you want to use you can change the fonts. Then at that time, the problem will be you need to set so many things. You need to set the text field size, you need to set the button size, you need to set so many things. Fine. So it's up to you. L1 dot set fonts, you can set the font to your need. According to your need, you can set it as plain, you can set it as like italic, you can set it as bold, or whatever you want. Then just take the screenshot after that, and this is the last of your program. Take the screenshot of this too, and just try to implement it, because if you'll try, then and then you'll understand that what is going on. Okay, if you'll try, then and then only you'll understand. Otherwise, just looking this video and understanding is very difficult for you. So what I want from you is just try, guys. If you'll try, then you'll got to know what is going on. Fine. Okay, so this is the event handling by using one button. Let's see the next program, that is develop an applet that contains one button. So now what I want to you to do is just develop an applet which contains one button. Initialize the label as start on this button. So initially on that button we need to write start when the button is pressed, which changes the label between these two values each time the button is pressed. So see, let me tell you the GUI what I wanted. Something like this, an applet is there. Then I wanted to write something like this. Let's say click here, click here. Okay. Then I wanted to create one button, that is start, start, start slash stop, stop. Fine. So this will be our button. Okay. So start and stop will be our button, and okay. So this is your button, and on click of this start and stop button, I wanted to change one label, and let's say initially it's start. If I click over here, I'll click over here, then it will change from start to what, guys? It will change from start to stop. Then if I'll again press over here, if I click over here, then again what will happen? It will change its states. It will change its states from stop to start. So something like this. On click of this button, I wanted to change the label start to stop, stop to start, again and again. Whenever you click, if it start, it should stop. If it stop, it should start. So that's it. So this is the next program, and again we need to first do what we need to create few things. We need to declare things like what are the components which we are going to use. So we'll be using two labels. I hope so. We'll be using these labels. Click here and start stop label. Okay, so we'll be using what? We'll be using labels over here, labels, and this is what? This is a button. So this is a button for this program. This is a button. On click of this button, we should change the label, this L2 label. We should change the data inside this L2 label. So let's just create this program and let's see how we can approach it. First, we need to declare the things like label 1, label 2. Then we need to declare a button. Then inside the initialize method, we need to set the layout for this stuff. Means what we want to be displayed on the screen. Then we need to add the action listener to this button. On click of this button, some action should perform. I hope you might have understood till now. So I think inside this program we can modify and do it. There is no need to write a new program. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing the unnecessary things. I need two labels, so I'm keeping two labels. I don't want text field. Okay, I want init method, so I'm keeping it for now. and I'm removing the remaining things from here. Okay, so okay, these action listeners will be imported afterwards. It's fine. Okay, that's it. See, what I kept is label one. Let's name it as something. Click here to see LIC. Click here to perform something. Okay, to perform something. My label two is, let's say it can be start or stop. It can be anything. Let's assume I'm assuming it as stop. On click of some button, it should start and stop. So let's just name that button something. I'm naming it like start, 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 or stop, start or stop. So this is my button where I want it to start. On clicking of this button, it should start or it should stop. So this is it. Afterwards, there is one init method, and there I have set the layout as null. So I guess it's not a big deal for you now. It's not a big deal. I'm just saving some time. I'm just saving some time by using the old program. So there are two labels. First is click here to. Second label is I write it start over here. I write it stop. It's not a big deal. It should start stop. So anything can be come over here. Then button, which button has label like start or stop. When you click on this button, this thing should change. This thing should change. Okay, now let's just set the layout. Let's just set the label one, that is click here. So click here is what my label one. Label one has what? Click here too. Okay, so what I'm doing to do now is I'm just setting its bound. So L1 dot set bound. L1 dot set bound will do what? It will set the bound 0 from the left. Fine. 0 pixels from the top. Let's just assume its width as 100 and depth as 20. Fine. So this is it, followed by just add it over the container. Add L1. This will do what? This will add L1 on my container. Next is we wanted to add button. So bt dot set its bound, set bound, and it should come 100 pixels from the left, followed by 0 pixels from the top. The button width is 100 followed by 20. And then what I'm doing is I'm adding it over the container. Add bt. Just look, the things are looking appropriate, or we need to change something. So the program is running now, and you can see that the UI is click here to see. Okay, I'm just zooming it in. Click here to. On click of this start and stop, something should happen. Okay, now on click of the start and stop button, my label, that is my label 2, should change from different states, that is start and stop. So I'm writing another thing, that is my label 3. So let's write my label. Sorry, I'm writing my label 2. I'm setting my label 2 over here. So L2 dot set bound. Set bound. So its bound is, let's say it should come 0 pixels from the left. It should come 30 pixels from the top. It should come in 100, 20 in size. And let's see after adding it what is the thing which looks like. Okay, it will look like the thing which I have drawn on my paint. So initially it's what? It's stop. Okay, so I guess stop should look red in color. So if you want to change the color of that label, so this is also possible. So how you can do that? How you can change the color of an label? So what you can do is you can write something like this: L2 dot set of background. Set of background. Sorry, set background is there. Set foreground. Set foreground. Text is in foreground. So set foreground color to red. Set foreground color to red. So L2 का foreground change होगा, मतलब उसका text का color change होगा, और वो क्या हो जाएगा? Red. Okay. Now stop is coming in red in color. Now whenever I click on this button, now my stop will change to start, and whenever I'll again click on this button, this start will change to stop. So let's just try how we can do it. So for that purpose, I'm adding the action listener over here over my button bt dot add action listener. action listener. Okay, bt dot add action listener, and for that what I'm doing is I'm just creating a new action listener. New action listener. Okay, fine. Okay, now inside the action performed method, I'll change the definition. Means on click of this button, something should perform. Now, what should perform? Let's just first fetch the string. Actually, what we need is when you click run, see, first we need to check that what is stored inside this label. If stop is stored, we need to change its value to start. If start is stored, we need to change its value to stop. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying now. Okay, what I'm trying is first check the value. So let's string string. Let's see what is stored in label. label label is equal to L2 का label check करना है तो L2 dot get text. What is stored in that label? It will come inside label. Now, as you know that data is inside the label, then we have studied compare to function, which is used to compare two values. So I'll just check label dot compare. Where is compare to what? If it starts, if it is start, if this is true, then we'll do something. Else if it stop, then we'll do something. If my label is start, then what should I do? I should set it to stop. So L2 dot stop. L2 dot set text. L2 dot set text to what? To stop. I should set my text or the label inside the this to stop. Otherwise, I should set it to control Z. Otherwise, I should set it to start. start. Okay, just run this program. See what is happening. Now it will check that if my label is start, then it will change it to stop. Otherwise, it will change it to start. Okay, stop is coming. If I wanted to display start in green color, then what can we do? Just look. When we are changing it to start, let's change its color to green. L2 dot set foreground color, and in place of yellow I'll set it to green. So this is green. Now let's run one more time. Let's run this program one more time. So whenever it starts, it will look in green color. It will come in green color. Okay, it started. Okay, stop is coming green. Then what should you do? In place of when you are setting it to stop, just change the color. L2 dot set foreground color to red. Okay, I hope this will resolve the issue. Okay, that will definitely resolve the issue, because when we are setting the text to stop before we are changing the color, and when we are setting the color to green, we are changing the text to start. So okay, everything is fine. Now when you click on this button, it is changing these states from start to stop or stop to start. So this is your assignment, and I don't remember the number, but it's, I guess, fifth assignment. Okay, fine. So this is the fifth assignment in this unit, and you need to write that assignment in your file too. So just take the screenshots from line number 1 to 17. Afterwards, line number 18 to 34, or I can say to 34. Yes, line number 18 to 34, followed by this is the last screenshot from line number 26 to 40. And guys, at the last, I just wanted to tell you is just implement this, because if you implement it, then and then only you'll understand this stuff. What we did in this program is we have set some label L1 and L2, then we have set one button, then we have initialized it, and then we set the layout to null, then we set its bound that L1 should appear where button should appear where L2 will appear where, and afterwards what I did is I have created action performed method, and where I fetched the data from the text field and store it in the label, and then I compared this label with start. If it is stop, then I'm changing it to sorry, if it is start, then I'm changing it to stop by changing its color. Otherwise, I'm changing it to green in color and I'm making it start only. So this is your program. Just try once. If you have any query, then what you can do is you can email me and I'm happy to resolve your issues.